Ryan Jarrell here for All Access MMA, and Kemran Lachinov joins me now as he prepares to face Shamil Nikaev on Bellator 254, December the 10th. Kemran, how are you?
I'm good, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
Hey, always a pleasure, my man. Now, you're coming off a huge win, unanimous decision victory over Kyle Crutchmer at Bellator 249, and that was a really close fight, man. You really went in there and did your thing. Looking back on it now, I mean, before the judges rendered their decision, like, did you feel very confident that you did enough to get your hand raised, or were you a little nervous about them maybe going the other direction?
I definitely thought I did enough to win the fight. And, when I rewatched it, I saw that I could have done a little extra there. Maybe first round, I gave him that first round. He connected more maybe. But I was pretty sure that I got the fight.
Mm-hmm. What were some of the in-fight adjustments that your team wanted you to make? Did they feel like after that first round, moving into the second and the third, that you were doing the right things that they wanted you to secure the win?
Yeah, it was one of the things that keep moving, throwing more hands, and stick to the game plan. That was the big thing that worked out well. They asked me to not to drop hands and walk forward, and don't try to go and scramble and wrestle with a guy that is absolutely out wrestles everyone out there, but. I just believed in myself, and I just kept to the stuck to the game plan.
He definitely was a tough opponent. Was he tougher than you thought he would be?
Uh, Definitely. We prepare for the worst, so he was tough. I thought I could finish him, so yes, he was tougher than I thought I would finish him. My goal was to finish. My goal always is to finish the fight. But I think it was second or third round. I didn't have enough time for that leg lock. But yeah, he was a tough opponent, definitely.
As I mentioned to you before we went live, in the third round, towards the end of the fight, you dropped your hands and you kind of marched forward and screamed at him, and it made for great TV. But I got to imagine your corner must have been screaming at you, like, "What are you doing? Get your hands up!" Run me through that for the people that were support you.
Yeah. So I could hear my corner, my coaches, everybody's screaming, yelling, and it's like, no, Cameron, no, stick to the game plan. Don't do what you do during the training. And for me, it was just a natural thing. I wanted to stand up and brawl. I wanted to, like, it was kind of me getting nervous. Hey, I wanna fight instead of throw 1-2 and just run away. And which it's a game plan. I understand, but that point, it was just natural. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna let him do it. And I ate the punches, I walked through them, and do not recommend it to anyone. Don't ever do it. The stupidest things you can probably do it. But it was one of the things that needed to be done at that moment, I guess. Naturally, that came out. My corners probably had triple heart attack, and everybody else, I had so many messages. They're like, we literally had a heart attack in front of the TV. Like, we had to stop, turn away, and I'm like, no, screaming. And I was like, well, I think everybody panicked but me. Even the ref was there panicking for a little bit. He's like, whoa, what's going on?
Is that something that you do in training a lot? You were saying, like, you experience those hard sparring matches, and you get cracked hard in training. Do you kind of go to that place every once in a while and bring that, like, animalistic side out of you?
Once in a while, yes. Yeah, we have that. I have a couple of good boxing sparring partners that we spar, and they're obviously way better than me in boxing. They're pro boxers, and when they get me with clean shots, I'm like, let's get it more. It kind of motivates me, but it's definitely not a good thing, especially getting hit from a boxer. On a long term, it will put some damages. But it's just, I don't know, it's just natural me, I guess. It's not me trying to be cocky or show off anything. It just comes with with me, I guess. It's a package.
Was there something about what he was doing in the fight or not doing that was frustrating you, that brought that out of you?
Uh, he didn't want to engage. He was always keeping a nice pace between us, and he was keeping the distance away. And I was trying to get close and stand up and brawl, and that kind of made me, I want to say nervous, but it was more like a, hey, I'm getting frustrated. Let's just stand and brawl. And he didn't have any clean shots. Maybe that's why he wasn't going close to me. That's when I gave him that free 1-2, and he took it. He couldn't use it, and he, as you saw, he kept backing up after that punch. So
again, it was a great performance, and again, really close fight. For my money, I had you winning 2-1, and that's the way that it came out here. What was the experience like fighting there at the Mohegan without any fans? I mean, obviously you're on TV and there's people watching at home, but what was that whole experience like, and did it affect you in a good or bad way?
I would say it was more like a training sparring session. The effect was definitely a little bit negative because having that atmosphere, the fans and the crowd, I personally do it for all that, the feeling of the fans and support of the people there. It's 90% of the whole thing, whole fighting is like feeling the support of your family, friends, being there, and fans. Obviously, it was hard, but it was also to the point where it was, you could hear clean your corners, you could hear your opponent's corner pretty good before throws the 1-2. I hear him, hey, throw 1-2 and the left kick. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look for a left kick. But it's it is what it is. It's not the best time. Can't complain. Thank God we have at least fights going on. So
Yeah, that's very true. And unfortunately, there's a lot of COVID numbers that are going up now. People are testing positive really all over the place. How did you feel Bellator did as far as, maintaining like a safe environment for the fighters and doing everything necessary to make you and your team feel like you were safe?
oh, they were pretty strict on that. We got tested before we get to the hotel. We got tested every day during the time we were there. We had to stay in the room for freaking 24 hours, or I think it was, yeah, until you get your results. It was pretty strict. They did a pretty good job on that. I give them props. They keep you away from the corners or whoever is not with you just until they get a negative or positive, whatever the result is, obviously. But all good. They did a pretty good job. I think they're pretty safe.
Now you're jumping right back into camp, fighting again here very soon on December the 10th, and we got Thanksgiving just 2 days away from us right now. Is there something that you're going to miss not being able to dive into and have? Like, are you going to have to like go in the other room when you're having some sort of pie in the family? Or tell me what's your favorite like go to for Thanksgiving?
Ah man, meat. That's what I'm gonna miss a lot of meat. Miss a lot of meat and stuffed turkey and all that. Obviously, we don't celebrate as a I'm Muslim as a religion, and we don't celebrate. But we cook out. We get together. Everybody celebrates it. We get together at home, and it's once Turkish people cook, man. Oh God, it's you gotta gain at least 20 pounds every time you eat. So otherwise, it's not a good food. Then they'll be like, you didn't like it? What happened? You only had 3 plates.
Well, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of love and support here around the holidays before this upcoming fight. They'll make sure not to stick too much food in front of you because you got to make
My,
weight.
my salad is already waiting for me.
So how has this camp been?
Yeah, I had Team Link helping me. Team Link Ludlow. We had a couple of wrestlers that were always there every day there, which all my teammates from back in the day. Ricardo Funch from I remember, you guys probably remember, from UFC. He's there helping me. We got a couple of wrestlers, Mizam, Tamaradze, Hassan Usmanov, grapplers, wrestlers, and we got Barrington, the rude boy, for boxing sparrings. So we got a bunch of guys coming in and out. We're sparring with different people, trying to get focus on everything a little bit there. and just be more like ready for any fight, just like this one. I was just getting ready and staying injury free. So as soon as the opportunity comes, we jump on it.
Now, your opponent is 9-0. However, he has 2 split decision wins, and then he has a no contest as well. So when you look at his skill set, like where do you feel he ranks as far as like compared to other tough guys you fought? Because you've been fighting, tough guys for a while now.
Well, the guy is good. I mean, he's legit. I mean, just like everybody else, just like Kyle Crutchmer was legit, just like the previous opponents. They're all good. He's one of the top ones out there. Once we fight, we'll see, where he stands comparing to other guys. But, this fight will show everything.
Do you feel like you hold a big advantage over him in a certain area in this fight?
I always put myself as the underdog before going into the fight, and so that way I overwork him. I need to do extra everything. He has a 9-0 record. He wants to obviously save that, and for me, it motivates me that I have to work extra mile. I have to do extra sparrings. I have to do extra grappling. Extra, instead of doing 3 minutes, I gotta do 6 minutes, and I always put myself as an underdog, no matter who I go against. I never took any fighter or any fight being that, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go and destroy this kid no matter what. I always get ready prepare myself for the worst. And all of the fighters that I fought, they have the one or two big, I would say, key to open that game and finish that game. For example, Kyle had his wrestling. You just got to know how to stop that, and that's about it, I guess.
Does it motivate you anymore to go in there and give someone their first loss? Does it make you train harder, or does that not matter?
Doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. I just focus on myself. I just focus on finishing the fight, winning the fight. Most important, keeping it clean and professional, and hopefully injury free for both of us.
How do you see yourself getting your hand raised?
This one, ground and pound, I want to say, or just I. It's one of the things, either going TKO or KO or ground and pound.
Well, I know you're always looking for the finish, and I'm sure we're going to see the best version of Kemran Lachinov here in this next fight on December the 10th. As always, Kemran, I really appreciate the time, my man. Before I let you go, if there's anyone you want to thank or any social media you want to plug, the floor is yours.
I just want to thank my friends and family, everyone who supports me during this hard times, cutting weight, being a little grumpy ass every time during my fight camp, especially around me. There's always my wife, my mom, and my dad, and my brother, and my teammates. And no matter how bad or a good mood I am, I always, being on diet and training nonstop, your body is cranky and you're cranky. I do a little bit extra, maybe, complain, but I just want to thank God that I have such a good support behind me. And shout out to Team Link Ludlow family, best one out there that always supports me. Jason Franklin, that been there with me from day one. Thank you. It was my pleasure being on your show. Looking forward after the fight, man.